Hi, everyone. I'm here with Eric Louis, our own American two-dan professional, and we're looking at the Redmond Cup Seniors Match, Board 1. I'm Julie Burrell. I'm my rank slip. I was a 1-dan, and now I'm a 1Q. Let's see, we've been going to these congresses for a long time. You were in the Redmond Cup.
Yes.
Did you ever play against my brother in the Redmond Cup?
I must have played them a couple of times at least.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, we can just get started because several of us have played.
Right. So we're looking at the senior division final. So as far as I know, both players are between 12 and 18 years old. And before we get into the game, so the Redmond Cup is
$20.
Too easy.
So the Redmond Cup was established maybe 30 some years ago, or around there. And I played in a couple. This was more than 20 years ago. And yeah, so that's
Really? That was already more than 20 years ago?
Yeah, this was around early 2000s.
Eric's older than he was. we have breaking news. There's a question in the chat, Todd.
It was just a question of who won the match between the professionals that just was played.
American professional Ryan Lee and the Japanese professional, whose name I forget, but Ryan won.
Oh, congrats, Ryan.
You should tell people.
Okay. So, are we off?
You're on. I'm
should
just
tell.
giving you information.
Oh, okay. Do you want?
Wait,
Yeah.
we've been live this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So.
What do people in chat want to know who won the pro game?
Oh, okay. We will announce who. You probably already heard if you're on. You can probably hear Chris Garlock. But Ryan Lee just won with the pro game, so that's very exciting.
All right, and on that note, let's start looking at the game. So the players are Boyang Kang as black and Leo Tan as white. Are you familiar with these players?
I don't think so. It's very possible I'd recognize them if I saw them, but I don't. I don't know. Are you?
So I actually played Leo yesterday
in
the first round of the Masters, and I lost. So he's a pretty strong player. I actually played him last year as well in the Masters. I managed to win that time, so maybe he's improved a bit, or yeah. So let's actually look at the game now.
Okay.
So black starts at the very typical opening these days. Solid, protecting the corner with 34 points.
I like this one. I like to feel safe.
Yeah, it's very territorial, classical opening. It's very popular in the older days, and then it kind of wasn't played so much until AI came around, and now it's super popular.
And you're saying AI tends to be very territorial and value influence less. Is that what you said?
Well,
misquoting.
In a way, AI likes to be practical, taking territory and being very confident in their ability to destroy the opponent's influence. So white normally approaches the corner in one of two ways: the high approach or the low approach. If white approaches high, black is going to attach. And up to here, this is the most common, one of the most common Joseki, one of the first ones you learn with the 3-4 point. And this is nice and simple. Black gets the corner, white extends along the side, and it's a very equal opening. So white approaches low. That means white wants to be more territorial. So if black wants the corner, black can play here. And before AI, this wasn't really a thing. This was a special case variation
Why is that?
because black's corner is not that big compared to this one. Now white can extend along the side, and this is another way to play. It's also very popular thanks to AI. Of course, AI also likes black's game move, Kasumi, and also this nice move.
So before AI, was it mostly those two?
Before AI,
Oh, pincer.
the pincers were much more popular. Maybe this one or this one. Okay, so white plays very solid. And yeah, this is also the most common move. So black and white are playing the same shape.
So at some point, would you expect black to finish, extend on the bottom from those two? Or is it strong enough to just, because you can take the corner still?
So after white extends to this point, black can just leave the shape alone and just play elsewhere like he does in the game. Other possible moves are here. But the corner approach is by far the most popular. Of course, nowadays we also see the 3-3. This would be possible as well. So this is another very popular AI variation. So this peep is the standard move in this shape. White is hoping black can connect, and then white will play along the side, something like this. So black stones in the lower left are a little bit heavy, so black usually will play here. So now we can see white's exchange, white's peep here is, it helps white make the next move, which is here, B9.
So,
So if white just plays here instead, and if white peeps here now, then black can respond differently.
Okay.
Black doesn't have to connect. Probably this one. So if black were to connect, then white attaches on the second line. And if this were to happen, this would be a very bad result for black. So this jump is the natural move in the shape. Black doesn't want to connect and become too heavy.
Mhm.
And this is a slightly unusual move in this variation. The normal way is to jump here.
And it's a better relationship with the C15 stem.
Yeah, and this is an interesting sequence. Notice how black cut here now. This is an important timing. And then if black jumps here, then white is going to push. And then next move is this Atari.
Oh, and it
Yeah.
allows them to extend up.
Right. And when white extends, then black extends. So notice how white cannot push out here because this Atari, black can seal white in. White cuts, black can capture white.
So in the actual game, black cut.
Well, in the actual game, black didn't jump. Black played on
black.
instead.
Okay.
So if black doesn't play Atari at this point and simply extends, white can push and this Atari and then come back and kill black instead. Actually, white can even extend here. This will be
Oh wow, that's huge.
a disaster for black.
Would you resign if you were?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So this move is unexpected, but I'm pretty sure in order to play it, you must have studied it. So I'm curious to see how this shape develops. So cutting is the first instinct.
Yeah.
And white plays here, black plays here, which is very. It looks odd because black very much wants to Atari, and this is a similar idea as from before. Black can extend here now.
Okay, so black can still do that.
Assuming it works, which it might not work. Because there's a
Black can do this, assuming it works, but
yeah. So we see the ladder works for white, right? And
okay. So no longer. So that's probably why he did an Atari then.
yes,
Bottom. Okay.
yeah. So that's unfortunate too. So I think at this point, black should think about playing Atari here.
Oh, okay. And
This feels vaguely familiar. I might have seen it in like a random online game between some strong players. So if this happens, actually black can Atari again, right? And then this way, when white cuts, black can just take a liberty. Yeah, and now this looks better than the game for black. This way, black keeps the whole side, and white doesn't have a very powerful influence on the outside.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But he extended. Or no, wait.
So black extends here
Yeah.
and allows white to Atari out. And black plays here. White captures.
So this corner group looks a little scary.
Dangerous. So black has one eye
Yeah.
for sure. So if we assume white connects, then black has one eye on the bottom. And
I guess that's not.
there's
It's not that scary, but it seems like white is in a very comfortable position in this side group, and then could put a lot of pressure on it and make some territory on the bottom too.
yes. So black isn't going to die right away, but there's
But you can
But
make
there's
him
potential.
suffer.
so white plays very calmly in the game.
That's just renaming this.
Do you think that white could have been more aggressive to get?
So if white wants to be more aggressive, you maybe something like this. So black would probably touch out. Something like this, it's possible, but probably not worth it. So white's group on the left isn't that strong yet, and actually black can get an attack going at the same time.
Okay, so you think that their approach was fine?
White's extension is pretty normal. I might consider playing high. This puts more pressure on black. So this feels like a good move. There's a potential weakness in the shape around here. It's not working right away, but it's something white is aiming at.
And it makes that group more comfortable.
Right. So if white were to play elsewhere,
Or could play, yeah.
something like this has a nice follow up. This exchange would be very painful. So notice how after black plays here, black has to come back and protect the weakness. If black plays elsewhere, then this cut works for white. Okay,
Oh, is this where we are right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe just evaluating how they're doing, what you think about who's ahead.
Overall, I think it's pretty even. White might be slightly ahead, simply because the left side, white is
Settled.
white is a bit more active. Yeah, white has a lot of
Territory.
solid groups, and black doesn't have any big framework. So
I guess the upper right is kind of the only.
potential.
Ah,
So this is game 2, and Leo Tan won the first game. So black should fight hard to win this game and bring it to a game 3.
so now needs to make up a little bit.
So if black extends, white is just going to extend back here. So it'll be a nice position.
So he has to invade,
Well,
or does he?
I don't know if he has to. So
Well, what would you have done?
I would probably extend this one actually.
Oh,
This is a nice extension, but in terms of territory, it's not that impressive, right? On the bottom, there's this potential endgame. So this kind of development will be normal. Try and force white to come in, something like this.
and then so what? You force him to come in so that you can attack him, and
Right.
then how would that? I mean, if you don't think you would actually kill that, you would make. How would you make territory chasing it?
So black can aim at white's weaknesses. Actually, this move is probably getting a little far ahead. But the basic idea is there's an open area at the top. Black would do well to make a move there.
Like a basic principle is you just count the number of lines, and if it's the biggest one, that's probably where you want to play.
Yeah. But I think black is a little impatient and
Maybe he feels a little bit
unsatisfied,
behind
yeah,
now,
with the position.
so wants to be aggressive.
Yeah, but the problem is this 2 space extension is
Strong.
very hard to attack. Getting this Atari is very comfortable for white. And as we're seeing here, black has to play another move in order to feel like he's attacking white. But white just ignores that completely. And actually, this move is very valuable.
And now these two don't really have a base yet. But they, I mean,
Yeah, this move is valuable, but I don't know if it's the best one at this position.
I guess it makes the next extension on the bottom really valuable for white. Maybe.
Yeah, it's good in terms of territory and making white very, very much alive. not that white was in danger before this move, but I think white might think about playing at the top around here. So if black really wants the corner, black can just make this exchange. and this sort of thing, it's big, but not such a big deal. It doesn't put that much pressure on white.
And black doesn't have as much potential for territory in that area, so
Right.
Yeah, N16 removes the bigger Moyo potential. Okay,
Oh,
so back
yeah.
in the real game here.
So this is very simple from white. When black honeys, white really wants to cut, or at least I really want to cut. This, when black extends and white extends up. And
Okay.
black only has one eye on the left side. So black will have to run out here. And even if white just plays some very simple moves, after white plays this move, black is under attack.
And I guess you're not worried about that center group living.
Right. So white has a potential double attack with this big group on the left, and then these three black stones. The three stones on the right side.
Okay,
But this is white's way of saying I'm ahead.
I'm ahead,
Let's just
okay.
let's just keep things simple. Let me just take a couple points and play somewhere else.
so you're okay with this,
Yes, I think
even if you
yes.
would have attacked. Okay.
So now we're caught up to the game.
So now, I mean, that black group seems very safe. So it's just the one on the right side. The three stems. But black's no longer, trying to attack anything.
So white is playing very, very solid again. Aiming to. There's a potential weakness in black shape, and black isn't 100% alive. This is quite slow though. At this point of the game. White probably feels
Should white still play
very,
16?
very comfortable. So this is the kind of move you play when you're.
Confident.
It's almost a declaration of victory, in my opinion.
And you think it's too soon?
I think it's too soon. So as black, I would want to play in this area now. Trying to attack white. White's group is not easily captured, but there's potential. For example, something like this. Maybe black can aim towards grabbing some territory at the top. Black has to be concerned if this is Sente. So that's probably what black is reading out. So if black has to make a move inside to live, then this exchange would be painful for black.
Okay, white hasn't played it yet, but
Is this the game?
wait, are you 77? At the top.
Can someone confirm whether black attached here?
In the actual game.
Yes.
Attached where?
At N13?
In
That-
13.
that-
I'll go take a look.
Always helps if there's not misclicks.
If he did,
Why don't we take a quick break?
okay.
Okay. All right, that sounds like a good idea.
Good time for a
been going for a
break.
while.
See,
Let me.
see what the, are we still on? And we're back. Do I introduce us again? Or no, we're back.
Reintro.
You do a reintro? Okay, okay.
We did fix your names because we had you as the last set, so we fixed that then.
What was that? Oh, our names were wrong.
Our bad.
It's fine.
Children are
We can
basically-
be whoever.
We can change it back.
So I'm here with Eric Lee, two-don professional, and I'm Julie Burrell, and I'm a former one-don. It's really painful to say
I feel
one
like
here. I
if
really don't want to
you're
say
one
it.
done, then you're so one. You're always
Okay.
one done to
Okay,
us,
okay,
so,
all right, one done. And yeah, I had a question about, so you were in these tournaments when, in the early 2000s, you were in this very tournament. But I'm kind of curious if you think that they're as scared of you as you were of some professional players at the time, just like, you know, how you kind of just revere professional players. I mean, you are one, but if like you remember what that felt like at the time, if you think that they might be afraid of you.
It's a very, very interesting question. So I don't think when I was that young I was afraid. I think your word was pretty accurate.
Revere, yeah.
But as far as them feeling that way towards me, frankly I have no idea. Yeah, it is interesting because, like, as the years pass, I feel like I've seen like several generations. Like, I guess for Go players, a generation you can say is like 5 to 10 years, or maybe 8 to 10 years, something like that. So now there's so many kids, right? And I don't know, maybe 75% of them. So it's definitely different. I mean, back when I was that young and growing up through the teen years, we always had a solid core of youth players. Coming to Congress every year, the youth room was the place to be, right? And,
Yeah.
wasn't
Well, I mean, of course it was. I just don't know if that's only because that's when I was a youth. I don't know if it's different, or it's just that I don't go there now.
Yeah, and now it's like the youth room is something I find the location of maybe on day 5. So,
It's true. We always have pizza. What's up with that? It's like, they eat good over
Kids
there.
these days. We had pizza on one day. It was the first day. The first day.
And
There was
then
a
no pizza
party.
after that.
Yeah, no pizza after that. Yeah.
Kids these days are just too common.
Gen Z. These are the. Yeah. All their TikTok money.
what is that?
That's kind of scary. I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, so have you noticed that the tournament itself is very different?
You mean the Redmond Cup
Yeah,
in
the
particular?
Mhm.
Different how?
Like,
Oh, okay. So yeah. So that's a good question. So back in my day, my day. Okay. So there was, I think, None Redmond
None Redmond, yeah.
would actually show up to the venue, right? And I think Michael might have showed up a couple times as well.
And when Emmy and Yumi would be here too. That's when the kids room was so lively. It was like, what I remember so much about that time was having like, I don't even know how many times they came, but I feel like it was every time. Emmy and Yumi, Redmond, and a bunch of other kids, and we were all just running around.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the Redmond actually had a pro commentary for it. I mean, there definitely wasn't. There was no such thing as YouTube back then, and Twitch definitely not, right? So
We had commentary on when we recorded the games in the years that we recorded them. So it
Very limited. Not
would have been text commentary in the recording game. not video.
Right. So I think they were hand recorded.
Do you think it makes people more nervous going into the tournaments because they're being broadcast live? Do you feel more nervous with the live broadcast?
I don't, but I'm
Used to.
yeah. I have a little bit of experience. So
But I guess I would wonder maybe for kids if it just adds pressure, knowing that they're not used to it yet. They're not.
probably. I think
They're not
there
one
is.
of the first American professional players, so they don't have that. They might be more nervous.
Yeah, I suppose it's very individual based, right? Like their personality, whether.
Yeah. Did you notice something about the way that like Leo plays, for example, or him, that you see in this game too, particularly?
So my impression of Leo is he likes to fight. He seems to be good at fighting. And Boyang I'm not so familiar with, but based on the first game that they played, he seems to be very solid.
Okay. But here, White's not really trying to fight too much.
Right.
But
So the last move we talked about was this attachment.
yeah, and it seems like it was jarring.
Very, very surprising. So as White, I would probably extend without thinking too much, because the goal is Black is trying to start something.
So you don't want to, just naturally. Well,
Right.
also, White's just trying to play more solidly in general.
So if White just extends, it's not clear how Black can actually capture White. Actually, White is threatening to capture Black's 2 stones. And Black would have to add a move here and struggle to make 2 eyes. And this is not a very good result for Black. So in the game, White did extend, which is very natural. Okay, so Black is making this exchange first, and then trying to steal White in here.
Okay, so
So
Black actually got quite a bit out of that, right? On the top? Or is it just
I'm
too-
not so sure,
Okay.
because Black has bad shape.
Mm,
If White comes out like this, maybe this sequence. Black didn't make much territory at the top. And actually,
White,
White is making points here.
I've got those triangles down.
So as a result, Black still has to come back. and live first.
Okay, so
And notice how white plays Atari. This is an important exchange before connecting. So if white didn't connect here, if white connects here without making this exchange, then this doesn't work anymore because white doesn't have this exchange.
interesting.
Knowing,
So is there a different way for black to put pressure on that white group without directly attaching? Like maybe is he just not strong enough to with the 3 stones to do that?
yeah, I would say so. There's just too much room to maneuver on the outside. So if black tries this,
That's still too.
white can escape pretty easily. In a sequence I showed earlier, starting from this would be a bit more normal. Something like this. So just trying to make some territory at the top.
But maybe he feels behind, I guess. Do you think that's
Yeah, it's a little bit drastic.
maybe white's comfortable move made him nervous?
Oh, you mean
Just mental games. Yeah.
this connection?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the game.
Okay. So he didn't extend out. He did it large knights.
White
Yeah.
turned here.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. I was looking at it in the wrong order. So, how did that black move prevent white from coming out at L15, for example?
So if black wants to capture the stone, for sure, black can play here, but it's not very efficient. White can make a move here, and black is not making that many points. Actually, white can even come this far. And actually, white's points at the top are probably more than black's. So even though black knows that there is a potential for white to rescue this stone, black has to extend as far as he can and just deal with whatever white does. So this is the kind of position where there are so many options, and all of them are good. And that's a
For white?
yeah, and that's not good. That's not a good place to be in. At least,
Okay, well, are there, like, there are three? How
Yeah.
many options?
yeah, you know how there's always these positions where you're definitely ahead and you have so many good options to choose from, but somehow you just end up choosing a bad move and then messing things up.
So would white, like H15?
Yeah, so move like here or blocking here would all be fine.
Okay.
This is the easiest move to play.
It feels natural.
And white is threatening blocking with A, pulling out this white stone with B. So these two moves are neon. So let's look at the
So is that what happened?
So let's look at the territorial balance right now. So in the upper left corner, let's call this 10 points. On the bottom, let's say 12 points. So between white's group on the left and the right side, let's say it's about, we can call this 4, and we can call this 6. Let's be very, very conservative. So we call this 6, 4, it's 10, 22, that's 32. So very low scoring game, but let's look at black's points. So the upper right, black has, let's call this 15 solid. On the left side, we consider this 100% alive. It's maybe about 6 points. And then black's formation at the bottom, it's hard to say how many points this is. We can probably throw a random number. Let's say
We're at 21, so it's what was the other one? 32. So it's 12 to.
12.
Oh wait, it's an even 7.5 Comey, right?
Yeah.
So actually, it's 19.5. So it's 20 to win, right?
Right. So if we count black's bottom as, say, 8 points, so
It's not 20.
and there's Comey for white.
Yeah.
So it's getting harder for black to catch up at this point.
So black's going to try to kill that white group somehow. Or
Yeah. At this point, black is actually
in danger.
right with two different groups.
Yeah.
Black's group at the top black has to save it by haunting here. And then after white plays something like this, even if black can escape with this group, white is going to win the game. White has enough points to win.
So what would be black's best option then? Other than black, you said black has to hunt out to save those stones, but at that point, what's the
Right, so
next goal?
something like this. So black wants to aim at this cutting point. It doesn't work immediately because black has a liberty shortage. So if white hides on the inside, black can Atari out and jump. Or right here.
And then that would be, oh yeah, those two groups.
So even like this, black is still under attack.
Mm-hmm.
If white really wants, if white really wants to try and kill black, it's possible.
But if white wanted to be safe, it could just link up to his buddies.
Right. So
And then he would still probably be ahead by
just on points.
on points.
Okay, so seems like this game might end relatively quick.
So in that case, actually, quick question. Do you remember any of your particular Redmond Cup games?
No, I don't, unfortunately. It's been,
There is nothing, well, maybe that's a good thing. There's nothing so painful or that you would remember.
Been a while.
yes, it's been too long.
Yeah.
I don't even want to
Think
say,
about it. Oh.
I don't even want to say how long it's been. But even though I know exactly how many years it's been since I played.
Okay, but you said it was early 2000s. So which congresses would that be? It was in Portland in 2006, right? 2008. 2006 was Black Mountain. Right. Okay. Oh, it could have been here.
Oh no,
Kind of earlier.
Yeah,
Oh.
much earlier. By 2008, I was already
Might have been York, 2001.
somewhere around there. Yes.
Interesting.
Did you ever play in the Redmond Cup?
I don't think I mean, I only got to one Dawn. I think I played it as a 2 Dawn in Boston. I remember that. But somehow my ring slipped anyway. Oh, because I only played in that, and then there was another open played as a 1 Dawn, and I went 3 and 3 as 2, and then 2 and 4 as 1, and somehow that turned me into a negative. And I know that because I didn't play in other ranked games, but yeah. So for your progression, I'm trying to think. You were in the Redmond Cup early 2000s, and then I guess how would you say it? You see it differently now that you are a professional player.
So actually, by 2001, I had already won the Redmond Cup 5 times, and that was the last year. They, I was.
They stopped letting you. Wait, they stopped letting you. You're the reason. No.
Yeah. Yes. They stopped letting me play.
They said, please let someone else win.
Yeah. And that makes sense because you want to encourage all these kids to join, but it's no fun if like you're just always winning and nobody has a chance.
Is that when they split into junior and senior divisions?
No, they were always split divisions.
Wow. Yeah. So you changed the way they even do the Redmond Cup because you kept winning so many times.
Right.
But do you enjoy watching the tournament now from this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting because you also are playing against some of these players in the Open.
Yeah, I think that's the first time this has happened.
Your last one was 2001.
Oh, must have.
You won in 96, 98, 99, 2000, and then
Santa Fe, San Francisco.
senior division in 2001.
How do you remember that? Santa Fe?
But my first one was Santa Fe, so I remember this. Then San Francisco was 99, wasn't it?
How many congresses have you been to?
I think 25.
Wow.
And you've been to then, did you start in 96 or were you?
I think I started in 95.
Okay. And you haven't met?
I missed a couple in the 2010s. I missed 3 of them.
Due to
Life.
Did that basically finishing college, getting a job, probably?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like taking the bar or anything.
Oh, yeah, it's not a great time. But so then you've been working in software since, right?
Yes.
And then a professional. Have you played in many tournaments, professional tournaments, in the past few years?
Not as much in the past few years. So I became a pro in January 2016, and then that year I went on and played in every tournament qualification I could. I must have traveled to Asia bunch of times. I just remember. Yeah, I mean that was probably the most involved I was as far as training and competing. But the last international tournament I played in, I think, was 2019. There was the World Tournament in China, so it's the IMSA, which is the World Mind Sports Games.
Oh, yeah.
Equivalent, and it has teams from 6 teams all over the world. You have a North American team, a Europe team, and then Asia, China, Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. So it's a team tournament, and you play a round robin. So you play 5 games at a minimum. It's I would say it's probably the best tournament in terms of getting to play a large number of games. as opposed to the major individual international tournaments where it's almost always single elimination.
So, oh, I see. So you don't need to play so many games if you, yeah. But so, do we mostly send professional players now to the World Mind Sports Games, or is it still a mix?
The World Mind Sports Games are not, it's changed. They've gone in a different direction.
Oh.
There's corruption. So,
Oh. Wait. This is what in 2019. Where
Well, the name of it is the IMSA World Masters. It's
this is a different thing.
yeah, but it's the same. It's the same idea.
Okay.
But to answer your question, it has almost always been all professionals traditionally. Although there has been, I think there's been a year or two where amateurs could also qualify, but the tournament hasn't been held since 2019, and
Okay.
that was around the time when, well, okay, so COVID hadn't hit yet, but around that time they had signed a contract to hold this tournament for like it was like a couple of years or something, but it ended up not happening at all.
That's too bad. Yeah.
Because the Mind Sports
Bad timing.
Championships are now, it's a British company, I think, that's running it. They do all sorts of different games, like dozens of different games.
But this is
people
also
play.
still not the same thing as the World Mind Sports
No.
Games. These are two different things. Okay. Interesting.
Now, Dove is part of that, but it's only a part of many games.
Yes. Well, yeah, 2019 still feels like in my brain maybe a year ago, but that's 5 years ago, so it's been a while. So let's see. Interesting developments.
Okay, so Black chose to save the center group first, and that allows White to steal Black's 3 stones up at the top, and Black is almost captured at the top. As we see a little bit later, Black is trying to make life.
Okay. And do you see life?
Okay, so if White wants to capture Black, White has to play here. So White can't capture Black like this because Black captures White's 2 stones. If White can't Hane, then Black kills White's 3 stones and lives at the top. So the best White can do is just block and allow Black to live.
Okay.
Or this one.
And then does White need to do anything for? Oh, did this happen? Or no?
No, but well,
No.
White is still
Oh,
thinking here.
If that sequence that you just looked at plays out, will White have to worry about the rest of those stones at the top?
White doesn't have to worry. There's a nice move White can play in an emergency. This would capture Black's 2 stones.
So white can
if white
ignore
gets
the
desperate.
area at that point, like after
Yes.
black makes life, like
So
something else big.
so if somehow white stones get enclosed, imagine if these were all black stones, then white would play 017 and rescue them.
So then what would be the next big move?
Blocking here feels big, or something like this.
Oh, I see.
This would threaten black's group on the right. If black plays elsewhere, then black can make at most one eye. So this would be a dead shape. In order to live, black might have to play this one. It's a very small life,
And white gets some
2 or 3
cash.
points.
Yeah. Okay.
If black tries to live bigger, this is potentially a dead shape. If black connects, so locally this is already not alive. It could turn into a ko potentially. So let's say black uses this as sente, and this will be a ko locally. But you notice at the top, in the upper right corner, once white plays here, this is almost, black has to struggle to make 2 eyes here. So in the game, white is aiming to play G18 next. So if black has to answer this move, then this will work with the sequence we looked at before. If this happens, thanks to this exchange, black's, this Atari is no longer a threat.
So it's about whether or not black needs to play C13 or, oh, this happened already.
Yes. So white can cut here, and if black plays here, then I think this will work. This black can't play here, and or else white would just get captured.
But he didn't play there, right? He missed the cut.
White either missed a cut or just doesn't want to bother trying to kill black anymore, and just Live and let live.
Oh, how much time do each of them have?
It's a good question.
What's a time check on them? How much time do they have? Because maybe that's why he wants to just. Although it hasn't been so long, we probably still have time. Chris, can we get a time check?
Chris?
How much time do each of the players have left?
Oh, we can check.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. So, okay. Oh, what was the last exchange actually? Okay.
So white is just,
Big Sente.
yeah. And actually black is not totally alive.
Okay.
If
he
white
doesn't.
plays here, then this is actually a potential Seki shape.
White has 1 minute and black has 13.
Oh, maybe that influenced it. Okay, so yeah, white has 1 minute and black has 13 minutes left.
So white's probably just aiming to get some forcing moves on the outside and make black live small.
Okay.
And then after white comes back here, then white's just ahead on points.
And you're not seeing really anything that black could do to make up.
Yeah, there's just not enough
There's
space on the board, and white is too thick. That's,
So if you were black in this situation, would you play it out because it's not dramatic, or
I'll probably play at least a couple more moves.
okay.
I'm
White has a
sure
lot of these kinds of forcing moves.
I'm sure the players are aware of the score.
And how old are each of them? So they have to be between 12 and 18. Is that what
For
it
the
was?
seniors?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we know how old
I
these two are?
do not know how old.
This just speculation, but I believe Shinda is turning 18 soon.
We're on board 1.
Or one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Leo.
that's Leo.
Oh, okay.
So white is reducing black's life space at the top. If black plays here, this is a live shape, but just barely. If black plays away, black can make life, but it would end up being only 2 points.
Seems like there are 3 of those situations. Where white has a lot of forcing moves and can make black live pretty small.
Right. So I don't think there's much to talk about it. I mean, they're as far as the remaining moves, they're probably going to play a few more, but I don't see any chances for black to come back. So again,
Well, now what do we do?
well, I can go back to this side. Um, so this attachment is a standard move against the 3/4 Shamar. Right, so black can Hane, and this is standard. So in the game, white turned and black ignored it, which was surprising. Actually, white can also play here instead. This is a more flexible move. But the game works out well because if black is going to ignore the turn, then white might as well turn, right? there's a
The
Atari.
point was for, for the response. Would you say that you could find maybe one main losing move for black? Was there anything where you think that it was the biggest loss?
Yeah, this is the kind of game where black just fell behind on the left side, and it didn't seem like there were any obvious chances to catch up.
Okay.
But if black had played this Atari, then it would be a relatively even position.
So after this exchange where he fell behind, that's really where he never made it up.
Right, so after black played this move, so what I'm curious about is if black has any better options at this point.
If you can still Atari from 4, what is that? E4.
Yeah,
Do
so
something.
if black tries this,
So there was a
wall
stone out here, yeah.
situation?
Because I think there was a
Here.
white stone on the right, wasn't there?
Not
Ladder was not yet. Okay.
so after getting cut here, black is in trouble. So this ladder,
Okay. Yeah.
so this is white's Atari, right? Go. It just works for white.
You're like,
All right. You ready to predict? Declare even?
So at this point, I can confidently say that white will win, and it's too early to offer congratulations to Leo, but yeah, overall in this game, I think black didn't have a chance to show his skills.
So yeah, but thank you.
Did Leo win his game yesterday?
Yes, he won game 1.